Welcome back to the Gweilo 60 channel. The private world of Gweilo 60. What is this guy really like? Am I the same person that you see on the videos? Well, some days I am and some days I'm not. I've been through a lot of garbage in my life, and you know, from marriage to divorce to failed businesses, to marriage, to losing a wife to cancer, to losing the mother and the father and the sister and the wife, and two uncles. I just had an uncle die here the other day, and I've turned my back on my own country, Canada. And people say, well, who in their right frickin' mind would do something like that? What's the matter with you, Gweilo? Are you stupid? And sometimes I am. Yes, I've done some really dumb things in my life. But, you know, moving to China wasn't one of them. Moving to China was sort of a godsend for me, just for the fact that, well, one thing, I met Wei Fong, and we had over 20 years of a blissful marriage type thing, and the last couple of years were a little bit difficult, but she was a kind-hearted soul, and I learned a lot from her. But what do I do during the day? Well, obviously I make videos sometimes, but it's not the defining factor in my life. You know, it was at one point where I was putting out, I think I went a whole year with a video every day for a whole year. Yeah, and man, I'd design videos, and I'd sleep on them. I'd get up in the morning, I'd go shoot them, I'd edit, and I did this every day for 365 days. Didn't skip a beat, not once. But now I'm a little bit older, and I give a little bit more balance. I try to exercise. Like, I walk 10 or 15 miles a day. Every day, sunshine or rain, it doesn't matter to me. I'm out and about all the time. As you can see, I'm getting dark, and it's the middle of July. I spend a lot of time outside. I spend a lot of time on my e-bike. I travel to different areas of China. As you've seen, I've been in Xinjiang Autonomous Region. I've been in Xi'an. I've been in Chongqing. I've been at the South China Sea. I've been on Hainan Island. I've been to Zhoushan Island and the Shanghai Tower, and you know, they all start to blend together after a while. Fujian province was one of the neater places. Xinjiang is the one that I sort of enjoyed the most, because it was China, but it was a different China. But I spend a lot of time traveling. I spend a lot of time traveling around Guangxi Autonomous Region, you know, going to places like Besa, which is beautiful mountainous area. It's you know, to Guilin, to Mingxi countryside, off to the Vietnam border, the Friendship Pass. I do spend a lot of time hitting restaurants. I very seldom cook at home, but I'm starting to do a little bit more cooking. I cooked up one of Gweilo's famous chilies, and I don't use any spices. You put chili powder in chili, you just wreck it. You might as well just throw that goddamn thing away. You know, you get fresh tomatoes, you take the skins off. That's part of your sauce. You get about, I don't know, a half a pound of ground beef. You get mushrooms, you get hot peppers, you get tomato paste. Tomato paste makes a big difference in a chili. You get kidney beans. You put them all together, and you don't eat it the first day, because it has to sit and roast in its juices in a slow cooker for, I don't know, the one I've got going right now, it's on day 2 of roasting, and it just gets even better and better and better. So, but I spend a lot of time in restaurants. As I spend a lot of time in restaurants, I indulge in the beers and the baijos and the wines that they have here in China. So it's sort of like I live one 24-hour day restaurant party, on the street, exercising, walking, and then the next day I do basically the same thing, only I switch the restaurants around. I don't walk in the same place all the time. I have different ideas about what I'm going to do. Sometimes I'll travel, like I spent, I think, 7 or 8 weeks in the Philippines here this spring, and that was a change. It was a breath of fresh air, but enough is enough. You know what I mean? It's China is my home, and I know that. I've got an actual home here that I own, so I feel more at home here. See, when I left Canada, I sold everything. The house, the vehicle, what I couldn't put into one little carry-on suitcase. My camera gear, Wei Feng's ashes, one change of clothes, and I jumped on an airplane with a one-way ticket to China. And people say, well, they let you into China with just a one-way ticket? Yeah, they did. Miranda wasn't allowed to get her visa when she came in April because she didn't buy her ticket first, so they turned her away. She had to go. I've never had to buy a ticket before I get a visa. It's weird. I don't understand that. But so I jumped on an airplane with the idea that I'm not going back to Canada, and I've been here now over 7 months, and I have no thoughts of returning back to Canada. Why would I give up a life of living in China, traveling around Southeast Asia, drinking beer, wine, and baijiu whenever I want, restaurant food, great weather, no pollution, sort of mini celebrity on Chinese social media. Like, so many people know me here in China that people approach me every single day. It's so it makes you feel good because it shows that people appreciate what I'm doing, and that's a good thing. And as they appreciate it, I feel more at home here in China. And that's another thing. When I went back to Canada, when Wei Feng was sick and we were living in Canada, I didn't fit in there anymore, and I knew it and I felt it. Where here, I feel like I fit in. I feel like this is home, and it has been home for a number of years now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So, my private life isn't so private. I do what you see on video. Some days I'm at the Brazilian barbecue at the Yongjiang Hotel. Some days I'm at a Korean hot pot. Some days I'm eating Vietnamese sub sandwiches on the street. Some days I'll make a chili. Some days I'll grab a whole bunch of beer, go home, just sit there and play on my computer for an evening. I have a normal life like you and your neighbor and your friends. Only I do it in China, where most other people do it in the United States or Canada, Brazil, or wherever, but they're usually in their own communities that they grew up in. I go back and I have friends in Canada, and I'll go visit every once in a while, not very often, and they're still doing the same thing as they did 10 years ago when I retired, and I don't think I could actually do that now that I've seen the rest of the world, that I've lived in China. I think I get bored out of my gourd and go crazy. And so my little world that you see here and you see now on my videos, that's exactly who I am. I'm no different than what you see on the videos, and I do have a good time. I have good days and bad days like everybody else. Some days I just don't want to do anything, and then I don't, you know what I mean? And some days I'll go out at 8:30 in the morning and make a couple of videos for the channels and feel really good about it. Then go have some breakfast on the street, probably baozi, jidan, and doujiang, which is a meat bun, an egg and tea, and soy milk, and that'll be my breakfast, and that usually costs either 6 or 7 RMB, so $1.20, $1.40 for breakfast. So another thing, when you're living here you're not spending any money, guys. Like, it's I get all of these questions. How much does it cost to live in China? Tier 2 city like Nanning, 2,000 American dollars, and you're good to go. You're living like a king. So I've been sort of blessed with cash because of the businesses that I ran. So I don't worry about money. I do some charity work still. That putting in water purification systems in schools and helping out with clothes and shoes and whatever at orphanages and shit like that. I don't promote it anymore because it just gave the trolls something to bite their teeth into and say, oh, he's scamming people. So now, because I've got cash in my jeans, I basically take it out of my own pocket and do it anyway, and I just don't promote it. So I do have a little bit of a secret life, I guess, out there, and but whatever makes you feel good, and stuff like that makes me feel good. So anyway, that's just a little bit of a walk into my little world here in Nanning, China. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace out. Bye now. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Bye now. And in the evenings, this place it just goes freaking nuts. Like I'm telling you, the Chinese know how to have fun. They know how to party, and they do, and they actually do. So I take advantage of that as a Canadian beer pig. Let's just call it how it is, like a Canadian beer pig. So sometimes I will come to a place like this one here. It's made in Nanning. It's an outside bar that isn't open this early in the day, but I'm coming up on it here. But you can sit outside and watch the people who walk by on the street. It's got a sort of a good ambiance. It's not loud and obnoxious. They don't play their music super loud, but you can see they've got a nice deck. They have different types of beers. They've got big old German beers, Lichen beers. They've got this is Corona. They've got French 1664 beers. They've got lots of stuff here, and they have actually more inside. So it opens at 5:30 till 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's 7 days a week, guys. So if you're ever in Nanning and you want to go hang out with Gweilo 60, you just say, let's go over to one of your favorite bars and sit outside and buy me a beer. Oh, just like the little those little QR codes. If you're Chinese and you want to buy me a beer, chances are I'll spend your money in this establishment right here.